Hello and welcome to a new manga spotlight. This one is Kumo Desu ga Nani ka Daily Life of the Four Spider Sisters. So this is actually a gag spin-off of Kumo Desu ga Nani ka, which is basically, I believe the English translation is "So I'm a spider, so what?" And that's another Isekai, Iseika, however you want to pronounce it. I know people kind of got on my case when I pronounce it Isekai, but that's just the way it's kind of been drilled in my brain. But basically, it's a reincarnation story about this girl and basically her class. All of a sudden, gets teleported into this underground cave-like system. It's almost like a labyrinth underneath the ground, and she realizes that she's actually a spider. And I believe all the other classmates become spiders, and they all like start eating each other and stuff like that. And she's able to make her escape. And basically, her goal is she's trying to find the exit and get out into the open world. And along the way, she goes on these like adventures, and she like we start off base with her trying to learn her spider skills, and then her trying to learn like to hunt, to use her web. As she's doing this, she's leveling up and getting new abilities, and then she's using those new abilities to take on bigger enemies. It's a really great series. I highly recommend reading them. But this is basically a comedic daily slice of life take. Rather than following one character, we follow four, but they're all four aspects of the same person. So basically, to explain it, in the original manga, which is actually based off the light novel, if I'm right. It's either the light novel or the web novel, but I believe it's the light novel. Our main character, she can get like magic abilities. She can use spells. She can use like strength abilities. Just basically picture like RPGs and like the different classes, and she gains like different abilities as she levels up and stuff. And there's like this cool little thing with the manga that I really enjoy where anytime when she's explaining one of her abilities, she'll almost like cosplay as the class that that ability comes from, just to kind of give like a visual representation of the ability she's learning. So, for example, if she's doing a magic ability, then she'll be dressed up like a magician. If she's doing a strength ability, then she dresses up like a bodybuilder, like a boxer or something. If she's learning like an intelligent ability, then she'll have like glasses, and she'll cosplay as like a nerd almost. So, anyways, it basically took those, and this is a what if. So here's our four characters. So basically we get like a brief rundown in the original where, I was just a normal high school girl. One day I died and reincarnated in a parallel world. And for some reason I became a spider monster. The place I was born in is the Elro Great Labyrinth, the biggest dungeon in this world, swarming with brutal monsters. A world of eating or getting eaten. And this right here, this page, is basically the original manga. It's I don't want to say it's dark, but it's darker. I mean, you have like people, you have her like eating other monsters in the current chapters that have been released. She's going up against humans. I mean, the very first few chapters is her witnessing her fellow classmates eating each other as like spiders and stuff like that. It's pretty messed up. But and this one is basically what if that happens, but because of the harsh environment, I split my mind into four parts. So we have information in charge, body in charge, magic in charge, and then magic in charge too. But we are only wills. We only have one body. Until this morning when we woke up, everybody had their own bodies. What happened? This was too sudden. Yeah. So all these aspects that we see of her, these are just basically like visual gags used in the original. But in this is what if each of her like visual gags or visual representation of her abilities actually gained a body of their own. And that's pretty much what this is. So we basically have one chapter where Magic in Charge almost becomes like a fortune teller in a sense. She basically becomes oh my god, what's that girl from Charlie Brown, the one that's always yanking the football, and she charges like 10 cents for information, like for tips and stuff like that. Lucy. So Strength in Charge basically shows up, and I thought this was kind of funny because Strength in Charge is wearing disguise, and it's like I'm scared of my identity being exposed, but it's like there's only four of us, so it's kind of obvious to tell who you are. But Strength in Charge basically talks about how their hobby is training. Like they like training and stuff like that. And lately, she's been having like a crisis in the sense like she doesn't know what she's training for anymore. Like at first, she was training so she can help protect the other spiders, her other aspects. But she's like, when I work out, like I notice that like I'm not getting any more muscles or anything like that. Like I'm still kind of the same body that I've always been, just like everybody else. Like so I'm training and it doesn't seem like I'm gaining anything. So Magic in Charge basically decides to ask the Cosmos, and the Cosmos is just a frog tied up in web that she basically like pats its belly, and the frog just like rivets, and that apparently is the answer from the Cosmos. And she basically says like, well, we have exoskeletons since we're spiders. So unlike humans who have like meat and muscles around their bones, we have meat and muscles inside like our bones. Like our bones kind of surround our meat muscles like armor. So regardless of how long you like work out for and stuff, your muscles can't get any bigger because they can't get past the bone. So you're pretty much training for nothing. And then she like starts freaking out. We have another episode where Muscles in Charge and Intelligence in Charge start arguing about which is better, muscles or intelligence, like which is better to take out enemies. And they pretty much like start fighting each other, and then they're like, all right, let's put our like stuff to the test. And then we get the cliche where like muscles gets like overpowered, intelligence gets outnumbered, but then they realize if they actually put their two minds together and use their brains and their brawn, that they can defeat opponents. We have another episode where the childish character of the four, she creates a magic ability, or at least a magic trick. And the magic trick is basically, I will put two rubber band like spider threads around two legs, and then all of a sudden, ta-da, I'll get it on the other two legs. It's a magic trick. And she tries to go and shows everybody, but everybody is just kind of like, nah, like, we're too busy. We can't really pay attention to your magic trick. And then she gets all depressed and stuff like that. And then here's a full chapter that I'll actually show, just so you guys can get some more ideas of what the daily life is. So we have Intelligence in Charge, and she has this book that they found in one of the camp that the adventurers left behind, and it's the first book that they've ever found with pictures. And she believes that she'll finally be able to decipher the language of the world. They don't speak like Earth language; they speak like a different language. And now that she has a book from that world, she's going to be able to decipher it. So it's very important to her. But before that, she decides to go take a shower. And as she goes, the pipes burst and floods the area. And I don't know, this is kind of funny. So you have one of the Magic in Charge just, I guess, doing meditation on top of a frog. The other one's working out. And I don't know, this one, I thought this was kind of cute. I like her expression. I really like just like the visuals, like the drawings in this series, as well as in the original manga, is freaking amazing. The one thing about Isekais is there are times where I start skimming pages because it's like they're trying to explain their new abilities that they've learned, and it's just like walls of text, and it's just like, oh god, like, okay, I get it. Like, you don't have to show me every freaking skill that you've learned, because I've been reading the manga since the beginning. Like, I've seen you learning all these new abilities, but it's like, well, we learned this new ability. Here's all the other 20 abilities I've learned since chapter 1 that you've already seen. And it's like, you don't need to keep doing that. But in this series, they are able to work around that by having a lot of visual gags, like I've mentioned earlier. So I don't know, I really like the drawing. I like her, how she's like in a mystery box with like swords going through it, which is kind of funny because I actually just saw this trick being done. I've been watching a lot of Breaking the Magician's Code on Netflix. I used to watch that when it first came out. So I actually just got through the episode where they showed how they did this trick. So it's actually pretty simple. Basically, there's enough room in the box so that the swords will go through without ever hitting the person inside. It's that simple. But the place gets flooded. Everyone's kind of like drowning. Intelligence in Charge, or Information in Charge, like holds up the book because she doesn't want it to get ruined, because it's important to her. And I thought this was kind of funny where like everyone was kind of drowning, and like number one, rather than using the frog, you know, as a raft to kind of keep herself up, the frog is using her, and it's kind of like, frog, what are you doing? Like, you know how to swim. You don't need to use the spider to keep you up. I don't know. I just this visual right here just made me laugh like crazy for like 5 minutes straight. Then again, like I'm easily amused sometimes. Intelligence in charge is pretty much, or information in charge is pretty much. I can discard the book and I can use my webs to save everybody, but doing that ruins the book. Like, there's got to be a way where I can save everybody as well as the book at the same time. So she uses one of her detection abilities to see if there's anything that, you know, she can see the incoming terrain to see if there's anything she can like, grab a hold of or anything like that, and she can't. So she decides, you know what, I'm gonna use analysis on the book just so I can try to gather as much as I can before I get rid of it. And then she realizes that this super important book is nothing more than just a book of cool battle poses. So it's just basically like, it doesn't really teach you anything. It has no practical, as it says, it has no practical use for learning magic, but it's full of Lord Randart's cool poses. So it's basically just a book of poses. She's like, damn it. All right, well, since this book sucks, she gets rid of it. She creates a giant web. She saves everybody, and everybody's like, you know, we're sorry. Like, you threw away your precious book. And she's like, nah, it's fine. Like, everyone's lives are more important than that book of battle poses. And there you go. That's the chapter. But yeah, that's pretty much daily life of the four spider sisters. It's just like, what, 6 pages maybe? It's about 6-7 pages of slice of life. It's super short. You can read a chapter in like 30 seconds, and it's just little slice of life moments between these four spider aspects and just their daily lives. And this is just more of like a gag series. You do not need to read the original to understand this series. And you don't need to read this series to understand the original. They can be read separately. But I highly recommend it. I also highly recommend the original. I actually thought about doing a manga spotlight on that one of these days, and I actually gathered like a bunch of like screenshots and stuff like that I was gonna start recording, and then like my computer went to crap, and I had to get rid of it, and I lost all that, and I just haven't felt like going around gathering those images again. But I do recommend this. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me what you guys think. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe, hit the bell for notification, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Feel free to comment down below. If you're watching this on BitChute, please subscribe, hit the like, feel free to comment. I also am returning to streaming, so if you guys are interested in like video games and stuff like that, I stream every Mondays to Thursdays, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, to usually about 5. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me what you guys think. Has anyone been reading Kumo Desu Nani, the original? Have you guys been reading this? If so, let me know what you guys think. If not, has this video helped in wanting to read it? And if you guys are interested in the series, like if you read the manga and you're interested, the light novel has been officially translated. So I highly recommend purchasing those, because they're they're really freaking good. But tell me what you guys think. Anyways, if you guys also have any criticisms, you know, I'm always down for hearing those. One thing I feel like is maybe my videos are too much of me rambling, and I'm trying to work on that. I really don't want to script my videos though. I kind of want this stuff to be like off the cuff. But if you feel like I'm kind of like all over the place sometimes, or if you have any like tips, I'm more than happy to hear them. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.